Welcome back, all new at 10. A somber day of remembrance in the Low Country, across the state and really across the country. It was 5 years ago tonight. I remember sitting in the newsroom getting the initial reports of this, that 9 black worshipers were gunned down by a white supremacist in Charleston. This was the scene that night outside Mother Emanuel AME Church back in 2015. Dylan Roof walked in, pretended he wanted to study, Bible study, with these parishioners. As they put their head down to study, he got up. As they put their head down to pray, he opened fire on them, killing these 9 parishioners. One of them, Clemson Pinckney, a pastor and a state senator at the time. Before he was the Clemson University police chief, Greg Mullen served as the Charleston police chief. And now we're seeing the man behind the badge as he opens up about how that shooting still impacts him 5 years later. Fox Carolina's Shale Remien sitting down with him once again.
Well, seeing that kind of evil up close and personal, Chief Mullen tells me he'll always be working through this day no matter how many years pass. But he says it made him not only a stronger police chief, but more importantly, a stronger person.
Sometimes it seems like a long time ago, and sometimes it seems like just yesterday. One
call 5 years ago to the day shook Charleston, including its then police chief, Greg Mullen.
You know, I think all of us feel like that there's a part of us that's still right there. Tonight, I remember the night at 9:28. That's when my phone rang.
Moments before that phone call, Emanuel AME Church invited Dylan Roof to pray with them. A short time after, he shouted racial slurs while gunning them down inside the sanctuary. 9 people lost their lives.
But for that group, their faith and their beliefs that they had instilled in their families and the community that they lived in carried us through that.
A seasoned police chief with a military background, Chief Mullen says he was prepared in every official capacity.
I felt like that everything that I had done up to that moment had prepared me for that event, except for the emotional side of it that would live on for years.
5 years later, it's not the police lights that stand out to him. It's the strength that came from the survivors and the families of those who didn't make it.
Sounds like they helped you just as much as you kind of helped them.
Oh, wow. They helped me much more than I helped them. They still do.
He saw families forgive a killer, showing grace and love. That's been his biggest lesson that now he couples with great responsibility.
Now I have a duty to make sure that I do everything I can to honor them and to make change where I can so that we don't have to continue to have incidents like that occur.
The year following that shooting, Chief Mullen says the community tried to build off that unity, creating multiple town halls and talks where they could create a pathway forward. He suggests we do the same now by listening more than we talk and having those uncomfortable conversations.